begin. So welcome to those who joined. This is a first of, we hope, many closed door webinars that we're doing exclusively for Legality customers and users. The idea of this, so I'm Aditya, the head of marketing at Legality, and I'm joined today by Siddhant, our head of product, who gets all your feature requests and actually processes all the feature requests that all of you give to your Legality POCs. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to directly actually speak to Siddhant and for him to directly speak to you. So at the end of the webinar, we'll be having an open Q&A. And because it's not like a usual public webinar, you can actually mention if you're asking a question in the box, whether you want to be unmuted or not, and we'll unmute you and we can have a discussion. It's quite a closed gathering, a gathering of only Legality customers. So feel free to speak your mind and ask Siddhant anything you want. So without further ado, we will begin. Hi, Siddhant, welcome, and thanks for making time. So, Sid, why exactly are we here today?
Thanks, Aditya. Thanks for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this Friday. And I hope all of you are doing well and all of you are in good spirits despite the second wave of COVID. So hope everyone is safe. Aditya and the rest of you, the reason why we are here is that we wanted to start a series of discussions where we talk about new products and new features and enhancements to existing features that are rolled out by Legality from time to time. So a lot of you have been using Legality for quite some time now. You all had your initial product demos when you were evaluating the product and then started using it. But over the course of time, new things have been rolled out, new features have been rolled out, and we wanted to ensure that existing clients of ours, existing users of our product, who are our most important stakeholders, they continue to discover these new features, despite the fact that you're no longer speaking to a salesperson who's giving you detailed demos. So we wanted to start this initiative to help you in greater product discovery, so that you know what is happening with the product, where it's going, what direction is it taking, what are the new features that have been rolled out, how can it be integrated in your document flows. And all of this is obviously with the view to maximize the value that you derive from this product for the subscription fee that you've paid and for the investment that you've made in our product. So that's the idea of this session. Today we are going to start off with a new feature that was rolled out a couple of months back. The new feature is a reviewer role. Aditya, can you just move back to the previous slide? Yeah, so the idea is that we'll start off with reviewer, but we'll be doing these sessions for a number of other features as well. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of this, but we recently also rolled out other features such as group invitees. We rolled out multi-stamping, on which we did a webinar a few months back. We rolled out multi-PDF. So do check out our blog if you're looking out for any of those new features. But this is just the first of this ongoing series of webinars that we'll be doing for new features. Right now, along with this webinar, we are also enabling the reviewer functionality in all your accounts for free. So there will be a free trial for a month where you can use that feature, see how it can be integrated in your workflows, and how you can use that. That allows you to sort of see whether this is something that will be useful for you without making any upfront investment. And thereafter we can have a discussion on how to take that forward, right? So the feature has been enabled as of today for all of you, and if you've tried to use the feature but have faced any problems, please feel free to mention any problems on this call over here today, or reach out to your AMs, your account managers. Some of them are on the call today, so we have Sriram Surbi on the call here as well. So you can reach out to your AMs and they can help you in enabling this feature and for you to maximize the free trial. right? And lastly, the purpose of this call is also to gather feedback and to hear from you what you liked or didn't like about the feature, what are new additional things that you would like to see, and that really helps us in designing our roadmap and making our features better so that you can derive greater value from our product development endeavors. So that's the purpose of organizing this session. So let's just dive into it. Today we are going to talk about the reviewer feature, and so as you can see, a document lifecycle has a number of steps, right from document creation to then negotiation, then the finalization of the document, then you have final approval, and then the document gets e-signed and stamped, right? So at Legality, we are obviously, our company's ethos and our ultimate mission is to help digitize, automate paperwork. For us as a company that started off with e-signing and stamping, but we were receiving a lot of requests for addressing the issue of final approvals as well, right? So final approval is the penultimate step before the document gets signed. It's the last step before the document is sent out to the client for signing. Right now, currently, before we rolled out this reviewer feature, this was done this final approval process was done completely outside of the Legality environment. So you would use either email, or you would print out the agreement, send it to your supervisor, get it approved, and then start the process on the Legality platform to get the document signed. So you'd be using a variety of softwares for that. You would be using email. You would be using, some of you are using a CLM software for managing your contract lifecycle. You will be using MS Office. So a lot of different softwares come into the picture. And whilst a lot of that is really useful for document creation, negotiation, and finalization, what we felt was that the final approval process is best completed through an integrated flow. Right? Now, what do we mean by an integrated flow? We mean that the final approval, if that part happens along with the signing journey itself in the same environment, that gives you certain unique benefits. And that's something that we'll talk about a bit more. But this has been one of our most highly requested features. Some of you may have requested it yourselves as well. So what happens in an integrated flow, and what we mean by an integrated flow, is that before the document is sent out to a signer for signing, and those of you using our services and our software for the last few months are very well aware of how that works. The review process will work in a largely similar way, right? So before the document goes out for signing, the reviewer, basically any supervisory or any manager who's in charge of that process, he receives a mail with the document. He can see what the document looks like. He can see who the invitees are, and they can decide to approve or reject the document. And it's only upon a successful approval of that document does it go for signing. So that's what we mean by an integrated flow. All of that is happening on the Legality portal. Now, what that does is that it eliminates back and forth between reviewers. You don't need to separately email the document to your reviewer or send a printout to the reviewer. It happens through the Legality portal. It eliminates back and forth. And you also use just a single software instead of using multiple software, right? But the more important benefit over here is that you avoid costly errors. What we've seen is that even after a review process is completed, errors can creep into the signing journey, basically because, and this is especially true for companies which handle a lot of paperwork. There are versioning errors. Sometimes, even the most expensive of law firms send wrong execution versions for signing. So the wrong document is sent out because there are just 50 different documents floating around in your computer and you don't know which one is the latest version. So the wrong version can be signed. You may send the document out to the wrong person for signing. And these are errors which are really simple, but really very common, unfortunately. And that's what you avoid by using an integrated flow, right? Because there is no way that a wrong document gets signed, because the document that is in fact being sent out for signing first gets reviewed, right? So it really avoids, having an integrated flow really avoids costly errors, costly mistakes, in the review process. And that's what we've tried to do by creating this integrated flow. A few other benefits of having an integrated flow on legality is that your reviewer can be placed anywhere in the signing journey. So you can have the reviewer first approve the document and then it gets signed. Alternatively, you can also have a final review before the document is marked as complete in your system, right? So you can place the review process anywhere in the signing journey, and we'll talk about this a bit later in the webinar when we talk about use cases. But you can use it in many ways, right? You can use it as a maker-checker process. That's a very commonly used industry term.
So Siddhant, why don't we actually show them the feature, and actually these benefits I think would flow from
sure.
Showing them the feature.
Let's do that. I think the last point over here is just that you can also get the reviewer functionality to be recorded in an audit trail, right? So that's just the other benefit that we just wanted to highlight upfront. But yeah, let's just move into a demo. So
I'm just going to give you the presentation rights.
Sure.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. Are you seeing the legality dashboard?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first step to using the reviewer feature is to first enable it in your account. So for that, what you need to do is go to the accounts tab of your dashboard, and this is something that admins will need to do.
The admin account.
Yes. So this is something admins will have to do. So go to the accounts tab, go to department, go to invitee configurations. This is a new tab where a couple of new features have been introduced. So under invitee configurations, you'll see this new toggle for enabling reviewer role for your organization, right? So you can toggle this on. This toggle will be available once the feature is included in your dashboard. So first step, toggle this on, click on update, right? Now it's been enabled for your entire organization. So let's see how you can use it in a particular signing journey. I'm going to use a template. Let's give it an internal reference number. If we want, we can use a stamp paper. Click on next. Now here, an interesting thing here is that if you're using the reviewer as the first invitee, you can actually have the reviewer fill certain fields in your template, right? So for instance, let's say that the person creating the document knows certain fields. So he knows the date of signing. We can select certain things, but let's say that the loan amount is something that is not known to the person sending the document and is only known to the reviewer. If you toggle allow first invitee to fill, whatever entries are left blank here can be filled by the reviewer while reviewing the document, right? So that's an additional feature that may be useful for some of you.
So the reviewer in effect becomes the form filler as well, depending on their
correct. If you toggle on the allow first invitee to fill feature, and once you've done that, right? So this brings you to the invitees page. Now on this page, the way to enable a particular or the way to configure a particular invitee as a reviewer is to click on this box which has a tick mark here. If you click on this, the invitee becomes a reviewer, right? And you can see that there's a tooltip there. Make reviewer can approve or reject document without signing, right? So you click on that. You get an option to record reviewer's response in the audit trail so that the maker checker process then gets captured in the audit trail to show that due process has been followed. You toggle that on. Now, a key thing here is that when you toggle an invitee as a reviewer, it does not have any sign type. Okay, so these sign types automatically got disabled because a reviewer cannot also be a signer, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. Other than that, the process is largely similar. You enter the name of the reviewer, you enter their email ID or mobile. You can configure additional options that are a part of your signing journey. So you can enable one-factor authentication. You can enable face capture, GPS capture to ensure that only the right person is reviewing the document. So these features are compatible with the review process as well. And yeah, so I've configured the first invitee as a reviewer over here. And the second one will be a signer. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then you click on send. Right. So this takes you to the details page. This very clearly sets out which invitee is a reviewer and which invitee is the signer. As you can see, only the reviewer is active. Only once the reviewer completes the review process and approves the document will the second person, who's the signer, will that get activated, right? Another thing that I should mention over here is that when you configure the reviewer feature, the signing order in the journey is mandatorily turned on automatically, right? Which means that it's only after the reviewer process is complete that the second sign gets activated, right? So the signing order gets mandatorily turned on when you toggle on the reviewer. Okay. Now let's see how the reviewer journey works. It's largely similar to the signing journey, but let's just see how it works. The reviewer email is Siddhant@Legality. So I would have received a mail. Yes. So I've received this mail. It's called invitation to review this document. Hi Siddhant. Demo has invited you to review this document, right? So the language is largely similar. Instead of saying sign, it says review. Right?
But they can also customize this language, right? They can also customize the email language.
Yes, the email is customizable if you have that custom email content feature in your plan. Okay. So first step here is document preview. Right now, because we had turned on allow first invitee to fill, the reviewer is also a form filler, right? So the reviewer can now enter some details. Let's say there was a mandatory field over here, right? So he's confirming that approval has been provided. Loan amount, let's say, call it 1,000, right? So whatever fields are left empty, the reviewer can fill as a form filler. The entries are now populated in the document. And now you can proceed, right? So you can see that the form filled is now a part of the agreement. And you can click on proceed. Okay. So after you've previewed the document, after you've filled the form, you need to enter an OTP. This is for authentication purposes. To ensure that only the reviewer themselves is reviewing the document. You don't want some other person to accidentally review the document, because that won't be the complete review. I'm just waiting for the OTP. And I click on proceed. Right now, there are two options. I can either approve the document or reject the document. So if I click on approve, the next sign will automatically get activated. If I reject the document, the next sign will not get automatically activated, right? So I'm going to approve the document here. That's the only difference between approval and rejection. The process is largely the same, right? So I approve the document, provide consent, and the document has been approved. Okay, now let's just refresh this page, right? So it says that the document has now been approved, and the next sign, the next invitee who's the signer is now active, right? So this is how the reviewer feature can be used as a maker checker process, where the person who's sending the document is the maker, the reviewer is the checker, they've approved it, and now the document automatically gets triggered to the signer for signing, right? So now Demo +4 would have received the final the document that has been approved for signing, and they can complete the signing, right? So let's just complete the signing really quickly so that we can then see how the audit trail looks like. Okay, so I've completed the sign on behalf of the other party. Okay, so now here we have the final completed document approved by the reviewer, signed by the signer, right? So the document process is now complete. If we just see the audit trail over here, it says that it tracks that Siddhant first approved the document. Then it was sent to demo+4@legality.com, which was the signer. Password was verified, and then the sign was complete, right? Let's just look at the audit trail once.
And Siddhant, the reviewer also receives the document, right?
Yes, that's a really important point. Let's just look at this. So you receive all notifications that you typically receive for signing, right? So after review process was completed, the reviewer received this email, which is just like you signed, which is just like the you signed email that you received. So you receive the email saying that you've completed the review process, and the signed document is also shared with you. Okay, let's just look at the audit trail. Are you seeing the PDF audit trail?
Yes.
Okay, so as you can see, the audit trail records the fact of review, right? So it says that invitation was first sent. Thereafter, invitation was opened, OTP verification was completed, and then the document was approved, right? So the approval process is captured in the audit trail, and thereafter the signing process is captured as usual. Right? So that's the process. If you, instead of approving the document, if you reject the document, what would happen is that the second invitation will not get automatically triggered. However, you can manually trigger the second invitation and complete the document. But in that case, the fact that the document was rejected will also get captured in the audit trail, right? So it provides you flexibility. If in certain cases there was a particular rejection, but you still want to complete the document, you can. But the audit trail will capture the fact that instead of an approval, there was a rejection, right? So that flexibility is built into the system. Now, a couple of points that I wanted to highlight here is how the stamp paper and e-sign credit reversal process works, right? So the critical thing is that you don't want to waste a stamp paper and you don't want to waste e-sign credits on a document which gets incorrectly signed, right? What you gain by using the reviewer feature is that, let's say that you sent a document out for review and it's a stamped document. If the reviewer rejects the document and thereafter the document is deleted because it was rejected for a reason, let's say that the wrong document was attached, right? If you delete the document, the stamp paper will get reversed in the system, right? And you will not be charged for the e-signs which never got signed, right? So basically the reviewer feature in that sense helps you in ensuring that the stamp paper that was used for the document gets recycled, gets reused, and is not wasted. And the e-sign credits are also reversed and they are also not wasted, right? So the reviewer process helps you in reducing your cost, reducing your wastage, and ensures that the correct document is sent out for signing and is reviewed by the appropriate people inside your organization, right? So that's an overview of the functionality. Aditya, was there anything else that we wanted to capture, or can we open? the floor for questions?
No, so we actually have received a question, and I think this segues nicely into the next part of reviewer. You can stop sharing your screen now and hand over to me.
Okay.
So the question, or you can actually leave it on the dashboard and you can actually show them. Leave it on the dashboard.
Sure.
So the question is, do we need to toggle reviewer require an audit trail for each and every document, or can we do it at an organizational level? And I think here workflows comes into the picture, right? Oh.
That's right. So it cannot be toggled on at an organization level, but when you are configuring a workflow, you can toggle it on as a part of your workflow, in which case you won't have to repeat the process every single time.
And in any case, a workflow is obviously at an organizational level, right?
Yes.
In the sense that the admin configures the workflow one time, and the non-admins, so to speak, can use that workflow.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, I don't have to toggle. I can just set my reviewer role once, and in each document that goes out through that workflow, I can. The reviewer function is automatically enabled with audit trail as well, and your AM and your legality POC will be able to can take you through and help you set this up in your existing workflows, or if you want to configure a new workflow. So please feel free to reach out to them after this webinar, and they will actually take you through the workflow configuration, which is similar to what Siddhant showed you. But if you just want to make sure, your legality POC will be more than happy to help there. Siddhant, we also received a second question. Can a reviewer do any approval or rejection? Why? So this is a feature request. Why can't we add functionality to do signature placement by the user manually? So do you need any more clarification?
I'm not sure I followed the question, Aditya. Could you just
Sure. So actually, so Tarak, that you asked this question, you can just raise your hand and I can actually give you the mic. So you can, ask Siddhant directly, or otherwise. I think the question is, okay. I'm just giving you a speaker access. I think you would have received a notification asking permission to use the mic. Hi, Tarak. You can ask Siddhant your question
now. Aditya and Siddharth, am I audible?
Yes, Tarak.
Tarak Soni speaking. Yeah. So if you can give some, because we are working through API, okay, with some CLM portal. Okay. So as your reviewer is very useful for us, but if you can add the functionality of that part, the signature placement, it will resolve our requirement. Right now we are struggling to get this one.
Okay. So Tarak, do you mean to say that the reviewer should be able to actually also fix the coordinates?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tarak, that is something that is under evaluation. I think we've also discussed that separately as well. So the ability to fix coordinates after the document is sent out is something that is definitely under evaluation, and we do see that being rolled out in the future as another capability of the product. So yeah, that will also be super helpful for a number of use cases where the reviewer or any person rather, after the signing process is complete, the designated after the document is sent, the designated person can place their signature coordinates wherever they want. So yes, that's under evaluation, Tarak. So definitely in the future, something like that should be in the pipeline.
Yeah, that is a boundary part. Thanks.
Thanks, Tarak. So this is just the first round of questions. We have about 5 more minutes of presentation to go. But if you have any more questions, feel free to either raise your hand or ask it in the Q&A. We will be taking another round of questions right after this. So the final part is how can you actually maximize, what you just saw. A reviewer is enabled in your account for 30 days. How can you actually maximize it? What use cases can you actually envision for it? So I'm sure a lot of you already have your use cases in mind and workflows in mind, but just to kind of reinforce and kind of share some best practices with you, I wanted to talk to you about a few successful implementation examples we've seen with Reviewer of 2 clients who have already started using the functionality. All right. The first is, as Siddhant mentioned, a maker checker functionality, where a client of ours, an NBFC, is getting critical documents approved by a supervisor or a manager before it is sent out to clients for signing. Now, this is a kind of the value of the document is quite high because it's collateralized. There is a collateral involved. So maker checker is very useful to kind of have an inbuilt safeguard to ensure that the incorrect document, say with incorrect, because it's a high value document, does not go out to clients. And this actually helps customer experience as well. So that maker checker is one functionality. There's a second use case, which we haven't talked about so far, but a banking client of ours is using this successfully, is POC review, where this is especially true for inter-business agreements, where getting a POC from the client customer side to review a document before it is sent to their high-level signatories or directors. And in inter-business transactions, this is very common, where the actual signatory from the other end will be a high-level senior management who really can't review the document. They're just there to, sign. They'll be getting hundreds of requests for different things in a day. So you can actually make the reviewer someone on your client's side or your customer's end, where their POC can have a quick look and then send it to the senior management. This again also insulates you from any, it insulates you from later on in case there was some small oversight in the document, because you're giving the POC a chance to actually review the document. So these are just examples of 2 successful implementation examples. Would be happy to hear if you think of any more such examples, if you have particularly unique workflows that you can think of with reviewer role. So what's next with the function, right? So what features are in the pipeline to actually build on and improve reviewer, right? So apart from signature coordinate picker, which is something we're evaluating actively, we are also evaluating a reason for rejection comments. So when someone rejects a document, they'll be able to also give comments as to why they rejected the document, making it easier for the maker to identify why a particular document was rejected and what change to make in that document, right? Further enhancing the convenience of this feature. The second use case, and this is this kind of out of left field, one of our clients actually suggested this, is a secure click wrap alternative. So I'm not sure how many are familiar with click wrap, but it's the basic terms and conditions when you download any software. There's a yes or no option, right? That is essentially click wrap. Now, click wrap is quite unsecure for agreements because there's no way to actually verify in an audit trail. There's no way to actually verify who actually clicked the document, right? So click wrap is definitely less secure than a virtual sign and less secure than an Aadhaar e-sign. But between the virtual sign security and a click wrap security, in the middle, you could say reviewer can be used as a form of click wrap, and we're still working out how to actually develop that. Where for certain category of very, very low stakes documents, where you don't necessarily want to use a sign, you can use reviewer to give you audit trail backed acceptances on, say, a form or document. So that is also something we're actively considering and evaluating. Happy to hear your thoughts on that. I think third one is signature coordinate review, which Siddhant already mentioned, where they can actually pick the signature coordinates and also review that the signature coordinates placed by the maker are correct. And the fourth one is an option to delete upon rejection. So if you want to, in your current workflow, when you reject the document goes back to the maker, which is the person using the legality dashboard or manning the legality API, so to speak. Now, you can, what we are actually building is a feature that allows the reviewer, who is someone in senior management, legal compliance, to actually delete the document when they reject it. This is, of course, an option that you can turn on. It's not going to be a mandatory feature that you need to use whenever you reject a document. So that's roughly what's in the pipeline next for reviewer function. But happy to, you hear your thoughts now or even later. You can talk to your legality POC.
about suggestions and feedback that you have, or use cases that you have for reviewer, new additions you want to reviewer to make it more useful for you. Happy to hear that in the coming few weeks. So how can you maximize your free trial currently, right? So as Siddhant mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, a reviewer is free for 4 weeks in your account right now. As of now, it is live in your account. All you need to do is contact your legality POC for a personalized walkthrough, plus any help you need in configuring reviewer workflows. Alternatively, you can simply email support@legality.com if you need help setting up reviewer in your workflows. It's a very simple process. It's a process that can be completed in very quick time, and you can really start using reviewer or start using the trial of reviewer almost immediately. Third, of course, we would love a dialogue with you where you give us your thoughts and feedback on the feature. Some of our best features, including reviewer, have been the result of actually customer feedback and customer requests. So we would really appreciate your thoughts and feedback after using the feature about how we can make it better and how you are using it, if you've thought of any new use cases or new ways in which reviewer is actually being used. So with that, I'll end the presentation, but we'll again throw open the floor for questions and an open discussion. Siddhant was behind the development of reviewer function, so you can directly pick his brains on this. So I think now you can just raise your hand if you want to ask a question, and you can ask it. But if you don't want to, speak, you can also ask it in the Q&A box. So so we'll leave the floor open for another few minutes if anyone has any questions. Of course, you can also ask your legality POCs, your account managers, the legality representative you're in touch with, questions after this as well. So Siddharth, one last question actually that I have before we can kind of sign off is that how does this work for API configurations? Reviewer, is it built for API? So I know you said it's built for workflow.
Yes, so it is Aditya. It's completely API compatible. We have a parameter for toggling somebody on as a reviewer, and you can therefore, just like you specify a sign type when using our API version 2.1, you can also specify a person as a reviewer, and it's fully compatible in that way. If you're using a workflow, then the reviewer becomes a part of the workflow itself, and the API merely needs to pass on the details of the reviewer, the name and the email ID or the mobile number, and so there's 100% compatibility with APIs.
Great. So in a workflow driven API, they can just toggle reviewer on any workflow, and no addition really needs to be made to the code. It automatically happens.
Yeah.
Great. So we just wait 2 more minutes for if there are any further questions. Otherwise, we'll be ending the webinar. But post this webinar, within the next few hours, we'll be sending you the recording of this webinar. You can pass it along within your organization. If someone wasn't able to make it to the webinar, you can pass it on to people in other organizations you may know who may find this feature useful. Apart from that, feel free to reach out again to your legality POC, or you can also feel free to reach out to your legality POC or support@legality.com if you actually need help or a personalized walkthrough in actually activating reviewer and actually using reviewer during this free trial period. And of course, we would love to hear your thoughts on how you use the feature, what you like about the feature, what you don't like about the feature, and what you would like to see added about the feature. Siddhant, any final thoughts?
No, Aditya. I would like to just thank everyone once again for spending this Friday morning with us. And guys, do write back to us if you have any questions or need any help. We'd be happy to help.
Yes. You can reach out to Siddhant or I directly as well. I'm just putting our email IDs in the message box. So I put both our email IDs in the message box. Feel free to, email us as well. We would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on this, and hope to see you for more such webinars on a lot of new features that we've made live in the last few weeks, and a lot of features that we are going to make live in the next few weeks. Thank you, everyone. I'll just check once if anyone has raised their hand. No. Okay. All right. Thanks all. Thanks, Siddhant, for the time. I think we made good time. Just under 45 minutes.
Thanks.